Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
A lot of banter up here. We just can't wait to get started. I want to welcome you to the October 25th, 2022 meeting of Henderson County Fiscal Court. We're glad you're with us. For those watching online, we're glad you're tuning in as well. We will begin, as we always do, with an invocation. And Chaplain Kenny Noblet from the Good News Jail and Prison Ministry is with us to lead us in prayer. Please stand.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I just want to take just 2 seconds to the court to share with them that the banquet is this Thursday night. If you haven't signed up for that, we still have a couple of seats on the public servants table. Just let me know. I'll leave a couple of these up here if you and call me and let me know that you'd like to come. We're down to the last couple of seats, and we'd love to have you though. But we appreciate all the support. So thank you, and let's go to the Lord in prayer. God in heaven, we thank you for your great mercy today. We thank you for the rain that appears to be coming. We thank you, Father, that this world is beautiful, that we see the reflection of your goodness. But we also know, Lord, that there is time to lead others. There's time to fix potholes. There's times to take care of issues and situations. We pray, God, for Charles, and we pray, God, for Steve Gold. We pray for Keith, and we pray for the Judge Brad. We pray for Kurt. We pray, God, for Butch and for Beth and for Tim. We pray, God, that their wisdom would be made known to them, decisions would be clear, and for the good of the people. We thank you for their hearts of service and bless them in the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Manager Southern?
Here.
Manager Putman?
Here.
Manager McCollum?
Here.
Manager Berry and Manager Moran, both absent.
So we have a bit of a light crew today, but we do have a forum. We'll be able to conduct business, and I appreciate you all being here. This is Judges Scholar Day, and we are lucky to have Zachary Russin with us from Bengate Elementary. Zach, if you'll join me right in front here, we're going to make you out to be a superstar that you really are. We're going to have the clerk read the resolution in Zach's.
Whereas Zachary Russin has been chosen by Bengate Elementary School to be the recipient of the Judges Scholar Award for exceptional efforts in both academics and school activities, and whereas Zach's hard work and dedication in making the most of educational experiences and developing positive relationships with teachers and other students will lead to future success, and whereas success is measured in many different ways, whether it be passing a test, scoring the winning point, achieving a particular goal, or taking the necessary steps for overall improvement. And whereas the Henderson County school system could not let Zach's efforts go unnoticed, and whereas the Henderson County Fiscal Court supports the school system and acknowledges these accomplishments as being significant because students such as Zachary Russin will be our future leaders. And now, therefore, I, Brad Schneider, County Judge Executive of Henderson, join with the Henderson County Fiscal Court to proclaim today, October 25th, 2022, as Zachary Russin Day in Henderson County.
Come up and everybody join us. Get some more pictures. Congratulations, Zach, and I must say I love the haircut, in addition to everything else that he's very talented in, looking sharp too. And he's going to be my wingman and Steve Gold's wingman for the next few minutes here, so congratulations again, Zach. Here we go. We're going to read a quick proclamation. It is Diabetes Awareness Month, and Merritt Bates Thomas from the Green River District Health Department is here.
Do we want to get the minutes first?
Oh, my gosh, you're right. You have the minutes of the last meeting in your packets. That is October 11th, 2022. After a period of review, I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion, corrections, clarifications? Hearing on all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Master McCollum. Getting ahead of myself. So we'll read a proclamation about Diabetes Awareness Month.
Whereas 34.1 million American adults are estimated to have diabetes, diagnosed and undiagnosed, including nearly 464,000 Kentuckians reporting that they have diabetes, making Kentucky the 7th highest in the United States for the prevalence of diabetes, a serious disease that has no cure and can be associated with complications that threaten both length and quality of life. And whereas nearly an additional 112,000 adult Kentuckians are estimated to be living with undiagnosed diabetes based on the national rate, and 317,642 adult Kentuckians, which is 11.2% of the population, report that they are being told they have prediabetes, a condition that puts them at increased risk for developing type 2 diabetes. But most remain unaware that they have the condition, applying the national rate of 1 in 3 adults having prediabetes in Kentucky. The number of prediabetes may be as high as 1.1 million. And whereas diabetes is the 6th leading cause of death by disease in Kentucky and in the nation, Kentucky has the 4th highest diabetes mortality rate in the nation, and diabetes can be associated with complications that threaten both length and quality of life, such as blindness, heart disease, kidney failure, stroke, and leg or foot amputations. And whereas diabetes costs Kentucky over $5 billion in total medical expenditures, lost work, and lost wages each year. And whereas an increase in community awareness of risk factors and symptoms related to prediabetes and diabetes, as well as evidence-based interventions that can improve outcomes and quality of life among those with and at risk for diabetes, can increase the likelihood that they will seek out education, support, and treatment early in the course of diabetes. And whereas structured lifestyle changes programs such as the National Diabetes Prevention Program have been proven to prevent or delay type 2 diabetes in adults with prediabetes, and accredited, recognized diabetes self-management education and support programs that support appropriate self-care and behavior changes strategies. Excuse me. Critical to management diabetes that have been shown to improve diabetes outcomes. A little long. Now, therefore, I, Brad Schneider, Judge Executive of Henderson County, do hereby proclaim November 22nd as Diabetes Awareness Month.
Thank you, and we will get that to the Green River District Health Department. It is an important issue in Kentucky. Too many people succumb to diabetes, and I'm sure many people in this room have friends or family members who have diabetes and struggle with it, so thank you for that. Point of privilege here, we're going to move our animal control reports up next in spirit of time. So if you wouldn't mind coming up and give us a quick update on animal control.
My name's Stacy McCord Crooks. I'm an officer on the board of the Humane Society. And our report, we had 168 animal control calls. 33 of them were stray dogs. Only 9 of them were reclaimed by the owner, which is one of our big problems in Henderson. We have received $97.25 in city county tags. I notice it says 81 on the profit and loss. I think that's an 8. It's kind of blurred a little bit, but as of right now, it was $97.25, so I guess that came in after. We are finally in the positive because we got the city funding for multiple months, so we're looking good. Wanted to let you know that we made it to the second round of the Rachel Ray grant, which is $50,000.
Wow.
It's going to take several months process through this, but we have made it through the second round, which is really awesome. We are looking to use that money to spay and neuter. We're going to try to do a lot of our feral cats, get spay and neuter in our county, try to help with the overpopulation, as well as help some owners that are not getting their animals fixed because of income and therefore having breeding issues, so adding to the pet population. So that is what we are hoping to receive. So keep fingers crossed that we get that $50,000. We also have a great candidate for our executive director. She worked for a veterinarian here in town for 20 years. I know her as working at the veterinarian, so she'll be an amazing asset to be over the Humane Society and animal control. We are working now, she needs insurance. So we're working on trying to be able to get her insurance for her and her family. That's what we're working on now. We got to get that in place because she does have to have that. She's an exceptional candidate, so we're really hoping to secure that insurance for her to get her there. So basically, you guys have the profit and loss. You see things are looking better. So unless you have any other questions, that's really all we have to report.
Any questions for Stacy?
Just a comment, I think you're going in the right direction, trying to get some benefits for that
Yes.
individual. Because, to get a good caliber, somebody's going to stay with it.
Yes.
It makes sense. You kind of got to sweeten that pot some.
And that's what we're doing. We're trying. We're doing everything we can to secure her because she will be a very good leader for the staff and very good leader in helping with you guys to make things better here in the city too.
That's good to
City
hear.
county.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you, Stacy.
Thank you. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Next, we have Dr. Jason Warren with us from Henderson Community College. And if you recall, last fall, we as a fiscal court agreed to give $500,000 to our community college from federal grant money in order to help them enhance their workforce development training options, skilled labor training options, and some good news has resulted from that, and I thought it'd be good for Jason to come and update us on what has happened since. So, Dr. Warren?
Thank you, Judge. Congratulations, Zach. You're our future, man. This is a great day. I tell you, I love Henderson, and I love Henderson Community College, and I love it when a plan comes together. So this is exciting news to share with you all. Again, thank you. I think stewardship is really important so that you all know exactly how we use those kind of dollars and, of course, those ARPA funds. I recall back to, I was in my office and got a call from Judge Schneider, and he said, what do you think you would do with if you had some funds that were earmarked for workforce development? I didn't have to think 30 seconds because I'm really proud of our faculty and staff because we had put together a plan and had it on our strategic needs analysis priorities for the last couple of years to really enhance our advanced manufacturing center at the college. We've got a big goal, and it was not a very inexpensive goal, pretty expensive goal. And so as I said, I know exactly what we would do with it, and I came here, and of course you all did approve the use of those funds. So today I just want to give you a quick update. You're aware of supply chain issues and what we've been doing. So we placed an order, I guess we got the funds over a year ago, and placed the order about January of this year. And last week, got a big truck came in, and I'm going to show you a picture here. It's about 13 of the 14 machines that we ordered there in the Sullivan Technology Center. This whole project is going to be transformational because of what I also want to share with you of how we've leveraged these funds. We've not only used the funds, every dime of the $500,000, to double the or work toward doubling the capacity of our advanced manufacturing center labs, but we've also used those dollars to apply and receive a grant from the Delta Regional Authority. It's a CDAP grant. I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But we are unpackaging. We've got that's 13 of the 14. We've got one more coming in. This is what they really look like, and the one in the center is a universal robot. I'll talk about that just a little bit. That's the only piece that we did not utilize these dollars for, but we used the ARPA funds to leverage a very large grant that I'm going to talk about. So our original goal was to double the capacity of all our labs, moving from 4 to 6, and then ultimately to 8 trainers in each one of our labs, our PLCs lab, our hydraulics, pneumatics, fluid power, motor controls, mechanical, industrial electricity, and then the ultimate goal, too, was to add an 8-workstation universal robotics lab. We've got 2 FANUC trainers, robotic trainers that are only 5 years old. This will go with those, and we'll end up with a 10-workstation lab. And thanks to Holly Melton back there in the audience there, she helped design some of our, we're relabeling all of our labs down that hallway. But we had an opportunity to take that $500,000, and we needed matching dollars for a Delta Regional Authority States Economic Development Assistance Program, or CDAP grant, which we applied for several months ago, and we awarded actually about $650,000. The dollars have made this project a $1.15 million overall project. That's going to allow us to buy additional and get us to the 8 trainers per lab with Amatrol equipment, and also go with that robotics lab that I mentioned. I'll go back to the picture of this. We've got training labs down the hallway in the Sullivan Technology Center that are full. They will continue to, we'll add all that equipment in there. But what you see right there in that picture is there will be, the middle part of that will be all hydraulics, pneumatics. The other lab will spill over into this one. And then we've got additional caging coming, and the other half of that will be a line of the 2 FANUC robots as well as the 8 universal robots. So this is, I can't emphasize enough, it's just transformational for the college. This not only supports our HCC FAME program, and those are the students that you saw there, the Work and Learn program that we have. There's Gibbs, Diecast, they sponsor a number of our students, and we've got about 8 companies that are sponsoring students there. But it's not only helping us with the HCC FAME, the Federation of Advanced Manufacturing Education program, apprenticeship model, Work and Learn. Students are able to go to that program, as many of you are familiar with, and leave the college employed and with no debt, which is extremely important to us. And it's also helping us to do customized training. We did a walkthrough with our new friends from Pratt Industries not too long ago, and they are very happy about the Amatrol equipment that we already had before everything came in. This additional capacity is going to allow us to serve them better when they're ready. So I think that's tremendously important to keep in mind too. We also have Audubon Metals and Gibbs and others who are doing customized training, accessing what's called TRAINS grants funding from the state that pays for 75% of the training. The company only has to pay for 25%. So they use us as a conduit to get to those funds, and allows them to upskill their existing workforce, their existing employees. So it's just really, really important for you all to know how we've not only practically used the money to purchase this equipment, but also leveraging it. And when we applied for the Delta Regional Authority grant, I was really happy. We had over 27 different folks that wrote letters of recommendation. Appreciate the judge and others who did that as well, local manufacturers and others. So be glad to answer any kind of questions you have on this. I know you got a long agenda, but this is a proud day, and I can't wait. I want to extend a personal invitation to you to come visit this lab. Want to show you, let you see it in person, and it's nice and timely too, because we've got this is Manufacturing Month, and we've got some high school students coming in here pretty soon, a few days, to do some walkthroughs. The goal here is, when this is all said and done, it's when the students walk through it, they're going to see bright, shiny, new, exciting stuff they can get their hands-on programs. And our local workforce needs more students to be involved in these programs, and that shiny new, that is really what we can get. That's our catch. We get them in, and then we train them and get them excited about the programs, and then allows us to respond to our local workforce needs. So thank you again. Can't say thanks enough, but be glad to answer any questions you might have.
We'd like to thank you because you've hit a home run on this one. This is just fantastic for our community.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
the-
you know, timing is perfect. You know, Henderson's growing, manufacturing's coming to town, you know, so it's timing's everything, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, great job, by the way, too.
I appreciate it. I'm hearing a lot about construction technology and need there. I don't like to overpromise and underdeliver, so I just know that we try to listen, and we're going to keep listening and seeing if we can make some inroads there too. But we really needed as a college to expand our skilled trades areas.
I appreciate Fiscal Court being open to the idea last year of contributing some ARPA funds towards this, and I also think that, to echo what Charles McCullum said, Magistrate McCullum, we hope whenever we do these sorts of things that the money can be maximized, you know, to really impact our intent, and to turn $500,000 into $1.1 million to hit right on target with what our industrial community is needing right now. And if you will look back at what's on your screen, that group on the left is the current FAME program cohort, the largest one ever. That program grows year after year the way we had hoped when we founded it. And forever it hovered around 6-7 students. Now, with a history of those students going right into jobs almost immediately on graduation, even before graduation they have offers. It is proving its worth, and this lab, I'm sure, will help in some way with that industrial maintenance technology program and continue to create a pipeline of talent for our manufacturers. And I think, you know, a lot has been said lately about how do we grow population here, how do we attract people here, how do we get people off the couch and into the workforce. And these kinds of programs, I think, are on a path to doing that. And I can guarantee you every one of those kids in that picture on the left, I say kids, every one of those students, when they get out, they're going to be making a heck of a lot more money than I did when I got out of college, and more power to them. So thank you for your vision in turning this money into more and doing more with it and creating programs that really are going to help. So good on you.
It's going to give an opportunity for the local students. My nephew, who works at Gibbs, his son is in the Terre Haute program because you didn't have one here. And this is just fantastic that we've got something for our kids to work towards, that they can, like the judge said, start off with a nice salary and a job. And I mean, he's already got a job guaranteed at Toyota if he wants it. So I mean, it's a pretty neat deal. So,
and as something near and dear to your heart, used correctly, they can graduate with no student debt. No student debt, which is not easy to do these days. So,
We talk about that every single day, and that's a responsibility we hold dear.
Thank you for what your team are doing at the community college. The fact that you've been able to be nimble and kind of see the things on the horizon and you know, be there when the need arises and be prepared to be there is a big deal. You know, the old hockey term of don't skate to where the puck is, skate to where it's going to be. That's what you're doing. That's what you've done your tenure at HCC. So thank you for that. It's a big deal.
And I can't wait to have a bunch of Boys and Girls Club students out there playing on equipment too.
that'll be great.
That's the kind of pipeline we're looking for, right?
thank you, Doctor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I hope people take him up on his offer to go see this place firsthand when they get everything set up. All right. Next, the county employee health and dental insurance contracts took a bit of time to get to us. In fact, I don't think they arrived until yesterday. What we did get arrived yesterday, and I think Mr. Gold is not quite sure that we've received all that we need.
Okay, so there were a couple of things that all kind of hit us all at once. There's a protected health information contract with Anthem, our service provider there, and then there was also the health and dental, or the dental side of it. So I've reviewed all of those. They're approved as to form and legality. I spoke with Angela. That's a little bit what we were doing in the background here a little bit. We do have more coming. The big contract is an administrative services only contract. That's, if you recall, normally when we do the health insurance, there's a slew of contracts that we end up approving. But according to Peel and Holland, there's two with regard to protected health information and the stop loss agreement that they believe it's important for us to go ahead and approve today. I believe Kurt sent that around to everyone. I've reviewed it. It's approved as to form and legality. We don't have a full resolution on it, but a voice vote is permissible to go ahead and pass that and authorize the county judge to sign that.
Was this just on the stop loss?
Stop loss and the protected health information. There's another one what's that one entitled, Kurt? I forgot.
Oh, our HRA.
Right, for the HRA, and I think that would be a separate vote that we'll do right after this. But for the protected health information and the stop loss agreement, it's, like I say, it's been reviewed and approved as to form and legality.
I'd make a motion to approve those two issues and let the judge sign the contracts on that.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions on that? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I will vote aye for the record. Any opposed? I guess that's all of us. Nobody opposed.
And also with regard to McGregor as the new provider for the HRAs, that has also been reviewed and approved as to form and legality.
Make a motion to approve that as well.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on renewing the McGregor contract. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I will vote aye for the record, and none opposed. So, thank you, Steve. So, a little tap dancing there right at the last
Well,
second.
there'll be more to come from Anthem, we believe, and DJ Story with Peel and Holland's going to be getting that to us, but he felt that those were time sensitive, even though some of it seems a little cart before the horse.
Yeah. In the end, it'll work out.
Right.
I have a appointment to the Water District Board. Mike Skaggs, who currently serves on the board, does have the ability to be reappointed. Conferring with Pete Conrad, he is supportive of Mike Skaggs' reappointment. I would offer up Mike Skaggs to be reappointed to the Water District Board. I'm not sure if that takes a vote, but I'm gonna offer it up to you.
It's your appointment, but it's the fiscal court, so you want to, I'll make a motion to approve.
I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And I'll vote aye for the record. Thank you. We have a maintenance agreement contract in front of us. The coroner's office has a generator, as you know, beside that building, and it serves an important function. With the refrigerator, the coroner's refrigerator in that building now, we have to do everything we can to make sure that it stays running, even if we have a power outage. The cooling unit stays running. There are other things in that building that also require we keep temperature control involved. And Brent Jacobs thought it would be good to get a maintenance agreement on that so we have consistent maintenance of that generator. And has before you a contract offer from Cummins Sales and Service, which services all of our other generators. And he recommended that we do this, and I'm open to conversation about it.
I'd like to make a motion to table it. I don't know that we've taken any bids on our other contracts anytime in the recent past, which I think always getting bids from other providers is very helpful. I have a Generac generator at my home. It's connected to my Wi-Fi. They can control it. It automatically comes on every Saturday. They've been really good, and it's about half the price of what we're looking at here. I don't know that that's what they would do for us. I don't have it, but I've given that information to Kurt to give to Brent. I would like to table this until next time, and let's see whatever the prices might be.
And it's not pressing. I don't think it's pressing. So
But I think it's a good idea, but it's
So we will. I agree we should do that, and then give Brent a chance to maybe shop this around a little bit more. And if you have information from Master McCullum, we can forward it on. And it can wait till the next meeting, I'm sure.
Okay.
We need to vote on your table.
Yeah.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to table this matter until next meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and I'll vote aye for the record. And none opposed. Next, Jailer Eddie Vaught with Detention Center reports.
Morning.
Good morning.
Everybody get a copy of the quarterly report, and
We did?
Yes.
you have any questions about that, or?
Any comments you'd like to make on it?
Well, everything's running well. Command staff is operating at optimal. Doors are open, the lights are on, the inmates are where they're supposed to be. Right? That's our job, right? Keeping them in there. Everything's going well. We've had some deputies do some outstanding work, command staff do some outstanding work with stopping contraband coming in the facility. We've had an assault on staff that last week. It came through with flying colors. She did well. She held her own, and I'm talking multiple inmates came out. Luckily, they wasn't after our officer. It was all something else, but she still got caught in the middle, but she came out flying colors with hardly minor injuries, just a little bumped around a little bit, but she held her own. I think it just goes back to the intestinal fortitude of our staff, that these men and women come in there every day. You know, it's just kind of like firefighters or police officers. Thank God there's people that are willing to run into burning buildings, because I'm not one of them. Thank God there are police officers out there on the street that are willing to go to any kind of call and not know what's around the corner. And I thank God every day for our staff that will respond in a moment's notice and walk where few do, and with these people every day. Sometimes it gets hairy. But I'm thankful for our staff and the commitment our deputies have to their job. And luckily, everything's going well. It really is. It really is. We have hiccups, but I don't know anybody who doesn't. And with y'all's support and the support we have in back and forth is helping a lot, so which is good. As you can see on the quarterly report, we have some things that are coming up that are going to need to be done, but if you don't have any questions about that, it's just routine maintenance. Things break. Talking about, you know, like the tilt skillet, and it needs to be replaced. We have 476 people there today, so we'll serve approximately 1,400 plus meals just today. And anytime you got kitchen appliances like that you use constantly that much, they're going to break. They're going to wear out. So we have some of that stuff there, and it needs to be done, and some sewage lines that need to be fixed. And as you can see, the ice makers and drain lines. It's just everything. It's like you would in your house, but nothing major. We're on top of it. We're looking at it, and when it comes time to spend the money for tilt skillet or everything, of course, you know, we'll be back to get that approved. That's going to be a little bit.
Eddie, we appreciate everything you do, and if I can help you, you know, you got my number, I think.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
When Beth gets back, if maybe we could get together and have a jail committee meeting. I don't want to interrupt what you're doing, because I know you're getting your hands around everything, and I appreciate that, but maybe we can go over some of those things.
Yes, sir. Just let me know.
Okay.
We can arrange that for
Be
sure.
about, I think, another week and a few days maybe, so, but we'll get with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Please send our compliments to your staff that have been
I
above and
will.
beyond lately. I know there's some serious things that they intercepted, and
Yes, sir, they
appreciate
sure
that.
did. I don't want to go too much into that because it's
Yeah.
a public forum, and all that's being debated, you know, as far as cases go, as to what, but very dangerous contraband, and they literally saved lives. Two different incidences where they literally have saved lives. If this stuff had gotten back there, it would have been horrible. But I appreciate all your support. I appreciate your help. If there's anything that you ever need to know from us, all you got to do is ask. We'll try to keep you in the loop as much as possible. But my staff is performing at peak levels right now. They're doing great. Couldn't ask for anything better. And then, you know, come January, I get to go back. So, which is good, you know. This is, I've learned a lot in just a short time. I had no idea. I thought I knew a lot. I'm learning. But luckily, I got good people in place to help me all the way around on both sides. So,
and you
Morale's-
definitely have a fiscal court that backs you.
Yeah.
thank you.
Morale staying up okay?
Morale is staying up. They're working long hours.
I know.
But this past, just in this month, we've hired 7 people, 8 people. One left yesterday. Hey, that's the odds.
Yes,
That's the
yes.
odds. So we knew that. But we got 7. So I'll take 7 any day. I'll take 2, you know. So we've been very blessed. The guides, the application guides is what I call them, they've been very good to us. We've been getting them in. The interview's going good. Background checks are coming back fantastic. And we're implementing them. So we're doing good. We've almost got the shifts back up to where we can take some of the load off the deputies and take some of the load off the command staff that's been out there working every day too. They're all on schedule too. So it's taking some of the strain off them as well. They can get back to doing their jobs where they're trying to wear multiple hats anyway.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Gentlemen,
Thank
have
you.
a good day.
You too, thank you.
Motion to accept the quarterly report, please.
So
So,
moved.
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I'll vote aye for the record. Thank you.
Thank you.
And County Clerk's report. You have it in your packet.
Bernice was unable to send a rep up today. I have a lot of things going on in the office, but she did turn over a check to me this morning. She has her monthly report and her quarterly report there, and they did turn over a check for $107,540.11 for excess fees for the month.
Make a motion to accept the check and her 2 reports.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 And I'll vote aye for the record.
Don't normally turn down money.
And Mr. Gold, your report.
Judge, I've got several checks today. Dental and life insurance, the amount of $310.53. Health insurance, $5,881. Aflac reimbursement, $181.02. Jail fees collected, $880.48. Interest in the amount of $3.84, bringing today's total to $7,256.87, and the fiscal year total to date to $36,600.76. And Zach tells me he's not handled over $7,000 before, so I'm going to ask you to hand that to the judge. And just like when you grow up, money comes in your hands and then goes out really quick. Good job.
Good job.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other questions of Mr. Gold? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll vote aye for the record, and no opposed. That I'll bring up Treasurer Brenda Ryder.
You have transfers, and these are as presented, and this is redistributing appropriations within the existing budget.
Any questions about the transfers? Can I get a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the transfers. Any questions of Treasurer Ryder? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll vote aye for the record, and none opposed.
You've received your bank balances, and after paying claims today, your day-to-day appropriation lines should be at approximately 33%. I do have additional claims. From the general fund to the Kentucky State Treasurer, $1,015.32. This is for August and September housing juveniles, and is to come from the housing juveniles appropriation line. To on-duty depot in the amount of $1,502. This is for EMA vehicle accessories and is to come from the EMA supplies appropriation line. To the Tourism Commission, the amount of $837.54. This is the hotel tax flow-through and is to come from the hotel tax appropriation line. From the road fund to Goodyear Auto Service Centers, $834.64. This is for service and supplies and is to come from the maintenance, repairs, equipment appropriation line. From the jail fund to Republic Services, $612.60 for monthly service and is to come from contracted services, other appropriation line.
I move to pay the claims.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Either of the members of the Finance Committee want to make any comments? We met yesterday.
Yes, we did, and we went over a minute, and we had no questions on them.
Correct.
Any other questions? If none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll vote aye for the record, and none opposed.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to come up and fill us in on the diabetes proclamation we made?
you, Judge Snyder. I'm going to start over here. There's some extra copies for the magistrates that are not in attendance today. But thank you for the opportunity to be with you all today. It seems like annually I do an update. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. And in the packet of information I'm sharing with you, there are several things. In the past years, I've shared an infographic that just highlights some important data related to the incidence of diabetes, more or less in the state, and drills down, in the past it's drilled down specifically to the district. These infographics do not do that, but it gives you a comprehensive overview of the state and the work being done to address the prevalence of diabetes and to reduce the incidence. I think most notably what I would like to share is that Kentucky has the 4th highest mortality rate from diabetes in the United States, and that's staggering. So much of the work we do around education is to provide good self-management education through our Healthy Living with Diabetes program, and then related support programs so that people can effectively live with diabetes. The other key thing in primary area of focus, not all diabetes can be prevented. Type 1 diabetes cannot be. Type 2 diabetes, though, can be either prevented or delayed. And our state diabetes coalition, the Kentucky Diabetes Network, this year launched a campaign, Prevent Type 2 in 22. We realized that work could not be accomplished in just 9 short months, but we have added on and beyond, realizing that that work is ongoing. But I've included our one-pager for that campaign as well. Annually, Green River District Health Department works with our 2 diabetes coalitions, the Henderson County Diabetes Coalition, the Davis County Diabetes Coalition, for a very effective billboard campaign. And I noticed as I was driving in from Union County Fiscal Court this morning, we already have our first Prevent Type 2 and 22 and Beyond billboard up as you come in on 60 East, or 60 West rather. And so you'll see those circulating throughout the district. We usually keep a billboard campaign up for a couple of years, but Lamar works with us very effectively to rotate those throughout the area, giving us some high traffic areas that messaging can be viewed. The other thing we've done around Prevent Type 2, we've worked with our local media partner, ABC WEHT Local Lifestyles. And we have a monthly segment on that show. They worked with us to give us an additional segment solely around the Prevent Type 2 campaign, just to create awareness around the things, the modifiable lifestyle habits that we all have that we can work to change to live a healthier lifestyle and work at reducing not only the incidence of diabetes and our personal risk for developing diabetes, but also to reduce the risk of other chronic diseases along the way. One key thing that can be done too is going to the Do I Have prediabetes.org website, and that's where we guide a lot of folks so that they can have a more meaningful conversation with their health care provider around their risk for developing diabetes if they are either in a state where they have prediabetes or very early stage type 2 diabetes, then working to mitigate those risk factors and live a healthier lifestyle, therefore reducing the complications.
Any questions of Mary?
It is an insidious disease. My family has had involvement with it, unfortunately. But I think with what you all are doing and what our employees have done, not only the health risk and concerns, but the cost. It is extremely costly. And through our employees working and trying to have a better lifestyle, we've been able to keep our insurance that we're passing now for next year. We haven't had to raise it for what, Brad, 5 years? Mm-hmm. And so this preventative work that you all are doing really helps, I think. So appreciate it.
Well, you know, the Henderson County Health Department has a tremendous diabetes program as well, as and I know you're familiar with it.
The coalition.
You know, we try to get that word out there as much as possible, you know, because the cost associated with it, as Magistrate McCullum said, and you mentioned as well, is extremely high. So the help's there. People just need to get checked. Number one, if you're having any of those symptoms, and of course, you know, diet, exercise, and the rest of it's all good. But I'm proud of what we do at the Henderson County Health Department. You know, they got a great staff. I mean, you know, and you know the numbers are huge. Is
Yes.
what they give away.
Well, through our patient assistance
Yes.
program, they make a marked, measurable difference for
Absolutely.
people who are not connected to a source for their medications or who simply can't afford, and not just medications, but self-management
Exactly.
supplies, the strips to go into the blood glucose meter or simply a blood glucose meter. I think, too, it can't be overlooked, just the opportunity to be with you all today and to consistently highlight the awareness, the importance of getting education, the importance of testing and knowing what your numbers are, so that if you do have diabetes, you can make those marked changes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had read the proclamation before you'd arrived, Merritt.
Oh,
so
that's fine, thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank you.
I'd like to use another point of privilege here to go ahead and hear good of the county before we launch into an executive session. So if anybody from the audience has anything for good of the county, Nick, looks like you're getting ready to come on up here.
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
As y'all know, last week, the Spotsville Bridge went down. The old bridge got, explosion. It got removed out of the channel. It's kind of bittersweet. It's the first bridge I ever climbed with the state, and it was the last bridge I ever climbed with the state. So it was kind of cool to see, it all come down. With that, I got a lot of people from the community asking, if there was anything that we could do to kind of salvage part of that bridge. I went by and talked with CJ Mann, the prime contractor of the bridge, and I talked with Innovative Demolition Service, who did the demolition and the salvage, and they agreed to give the county 2 bottom cords of that bridge. So what I want to do with that is I'm going to look at, trying to do a walk bridge out there at St. Lee Watkins Park. It's kind of the same area. We're going to look at, trying to, get a plan together to build a, like a walk bridge, and kind of, how a lot of people were like, hey, that's an iconic bridge kind of for that area. It's been up for a long time. Is there any way we can kind of keep part of it? They were willing to donate a couple pieces of the bottom cord. So looking at kind of putting together a walk bridge out there at the St. Lee Watkins Park. So
Is it wide enough for a walk bridge?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. No, we're what we're going to do is it was two bottom cords.
Right.
So we're going to construct a walking platform to go across. Kind of put a little placard up. Kind of detailing the bridge. A lot of St. Louis Watkins Park bridges that have been old, bridges that's been discontinued, or so same kind of deal with this one.
Can you give us an update on how paving's going?
Paving, District 3 is completed. District 2, they completed yesterday. Today and tomorrow, they held off for weather reasons. It's a lot of money for them to come out and get a half a day of production. So they held off today and tomorrow. They're going to start back up on Thursday with District 1. Peters London, Carlinsburg Road would be Thursday. Then they've got Chase Road, Cheatham Road, Mud, both ends of Mud Road on Friday. And then Saturday will be, they're looking to do the Spotsville Bluff City and Bluff City ends of the road.
Good to hear. Do you know if the state has completed its paving for the year here?
No idea. No, I kind of lost touch.
Yeah. Sounds good. Any other questions of Nick? Sounds good, thank you. Any other comments for good of the county? Bruce, anything? Nope. Magistrate Southern?
First off, I'd just like to say congratulations, Zach. It's a big deal to get picked out of your school to represent. I mean, it's your day, and they picked you out of all the people in the school. That says a lot about you. Congratulations. Hopefully, we get some rain. We're having fires popping up everywhere. Until it does rain, please don't throw your cigarette butts out. And
But don't do that even when it's not raining.
well, I agree, but it's really bad right now.
I understand.
and I got to witness a fire firsthand this weekend, and it went from they thinking a cigarette butt to
Burn up some beans,
several
didn't it?
acres
Yeah.
burned in about 30 minutes. I mean, it was like gasoline burning. It was crazy. So just be careful. Don't light any fires right now. We're dry, and other than that, I think it's all's good in District 3.
Thank you, Tim. Magistrate Putman?
Thank you, Judge. Zachary, congratulations. I know you make your family very proud. As Magistrate Southern just mentioned, it's quite an honor to be selected as number one out of the whole school. But even more than that, I think, is this program's been in effect for over 11 years. And I venture to say, I don't have the exact number, but there's probably not about 120 or 25, maybe 30, that's been selected. So you're in a very distinguished class of people that's went through this program. And I'm so glad that Brad Snyder endorsed it when he became judge, and because I think it really means a lot to the youth. I don't know that they go out every day thinking they're going to do all this great things, but I think it's hats off to the family that instill those values to do the best you can all the time. But anyway, congratulations, Zach. Enjoy your lunch today. And Judge, all is good in the fourth.
Thank you. Master McCullum is hosting you for lunch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can have 2 desserts as far as I'm concerned, if it's all right with your parents, but we'll work that out. But congratulations, and thank you all for raising such a nice young man. Of course, all my roads are in good shape in my district, but since I care about the whole county and not just the 5th District, I have left a sort of an easement I was trying to do with your office. I had made some when I was county attorney. I can't find them. What I did find was 2 unsigned copies of easements, and I'll send those out to everybody. And gosh, they were always all in the third in the 3rd District. I don't know why, but on
You're a kid.
no, I'm not kidding. I mean, it was on Kings Mill Road.
That's God's country.
I understand, but it was a little different. What I'm looking for is something that wouldn't be real complicated. You just put in the name of the road and the source of title, and basically it's in exchange for the improvements that the county's going to make on the road that the people would donate that. But my family donated that. The one on Kings Mill is a little more complicated because we authorized them to have a borrow pit to take the dirt, because the people in that road, they were trapped when the water came up on Kings Mill Road. They had no way to get out from their property, so the county built the road up to allow them to have a way to get out which I think was very important. And then the other one was on Wilson Station Road, and the buses couldn't get through because of the trees that had overgrown, and so there were some complications. I mean, it's a more defined legal description than 25 feet from the center of the road, which is what I'm just sort of looking for them. People don't really, I mean, the general population doesn't understand how important having the right-of-way is to do stuff. And I've people come, well, why don't you do this? Well, we can't because we don't have the right to go on people's private property. And if the people won't give it to us, we really don't have the money to buy right-of-way all around Henderson County, which we desperately need. So what I want to see us do is try to do this a little bit at a time, and I will send that out. I'd also like to sort of bring back up the issue of getting the assets for our right-of-ways that we do have that we've never gone through. I think Denny Branson said that they were going to try to see about getting a grant to do that. I haven't heard anything more about that. Maybe we need to check on that and see. But I think having that where it's on the GIS map where, if somebody wants to do something, or if Nick's wanting to widen a road or take a tree out that's on the outside of the ditch, if we've got it and we already own that right-of-way, then we can do it, and it'll make it a lot easier, and we can get more things accomplished with less money and whatnot. But anyway, everything else is really good in the 5th District, and I think in the whole county, and I really appreciate all of you all. And what neat stuff with the community college, and it wouldn't be able to happen had we not been as frugal as we were and managed our money. And Pratt is just fantastic, and the cooperation with the city has just been superb. Thank you.
Thank you, and I do appreciate your bi-weekly report on the roads in your district.
I just want to keep you all up to date on that.
Mr. Gold.
So Zach, there are no roads in his district. That's why I always say the roads in
No
his
county
district.
roads.
They're all city roads, not county roads, so that's.
The city takes care of my
The city
roads.
takes care of that. But congratulations. I know you've got a lot to be proud of. You're, like, of all the people in the county, it's been proclaimed today is your day. Nobody else in the county can say that. Nobody else in your school can say that. It's a big deal. Because they picked you out of all those students. And that means that you are really doing something right. It means your family's doing something right. So that's a big deal, and congratulations. I hope you can build on this, and as you move on to middle school, you can keep doing all these great things. He told me all these sports that he plays. I said, do you play any sports? We were talking about diabetes, and I said, staying active is important. He went through this list. I don't know that there's a sport that he doesn't play. But that's great. That's a good thing, and keep that up, because that is a big part of preventing diabetes as well. So congratulations, and like I said, pick the most expensive place you can and order the most expensive thing on the menu, because Magistrate McCollum, he's got plenty of money. He'll be fine. 3 or 4 desserts, take them home, get them for the family, put them in the fridge, all kinds of stuff. Speaking of Magistrate McCollum, got a little bit of news to share. When I became an assistant county attorney to Magistrate McCollum, he was my predecessor as county attorney. One of the things that I saw him, one of the biggest fights he always had, was with the Cabinet for Health and Family Services about the funding of child support and how underfunded the Henderson County Child Support Program was from the state. And that hasn't changed a lot over the years, and I've continued that fight. So after Charlie's years of complaining to them, and my continued 14 years after that of complaining, and we would ask, why is a child in Henderson worth less to you more than a child somewhere else? And that would always offend them and make them mad. But if the question still stood. But after 14 years of me doing that, and 20-something years of Charlie doing that.
But they promised me that when they went to the fully funded thing, they were going to fully fund us, and they never have.
Well, in this past budget, they finally stepped up and did, and they made it where we can actually hire the number of employees that we really need in that division. The downside is we're already falling all over each other downstairs in the space that we were. So we didn't know where to fit another person. So there's going to be more details coming out, but as soon as the construction is complete, the Child Support Division of the County Attorney's Office is going to be moving out to Clutie Park Plaza. It's 505 Clutie Park. It's going to be the other side of Care Tenders, directly across the street from another Cabinet for Health and Family Services building. And so that's going to create space for our county and prosecution team downstairs to where they're not falling all over one another. And it's on a bus line and accessible to people that are dealing with our office and the ones that are already dealing with the other Cabinet for Health and Family Services building out there. So that's something that's pretty exciting for us, that we're actually going to be able to have the people that we need in order to accomplish the mission that we have from the state. As you all know, the Child Support Division of the office is something that the county has been very helpful with, but really it is a state program, and the state provides a grant. It's a reimbursement grant, and it's something that has been a long time in coming. And we tried to figure out a way to fit the number of people we needed into the space here in the courthouse, and it wasn't going to do it. We already have a lot of people crammed into small rooms, and that creates morale issues because somebody's having a bad day every day. That's just human nature. So the more people you cram in together, the more likely people are going to have bad days, right? So we're really excited about this. We think it's going to be a great thing. I'm very proud of the job that our Child Support Division has been able to do, and the kind of success that we've been able to have statewide with having great numbers and good responses, with being underfunded. Now I really think with this additional funding and additional caseworkers, we're really going to be able to have the best child support program in the state. So we're pretty excited about that. All kinds of studies out there show that the federal child support program that flows down to the states and then to counties is the most efficient, the number one way of lifting children out of poverty. An efficient child support program, a fair and efficient child support program. So I think that's something that is a big deal. It's something that has been we've been looking at for 30 plus years,
right,
to try to get this to happen. So.
And well, Martha Lane College, it goes way back to the 80s. Kentucky lagged in the bottom 10% of child support collection. And Martha Lane Collins had a special committee to get together at Shakertown, I think. They said the federal government gives incentive monies, and of course Kentucky was not giving any incentive monies to the people that were doing the work. The state was keeping it all. So they changed that. And child support collections, when I started, was less than $200,000. When I left, it was $6 million. And but oh gosh, what was in the 90s? They took the incentives away from us again because the state didn't have enough money to pay their third of the cost. The federal government pays 2/3, and the state pays 1/3. And they took that away from us with the promise that they were going to fully fund us. And Steve said they never did for the last 16 years. I would have to threaten to quit because it's not a mandatory thing that the county attorney has to do in order to get them to give us. What would happen, I'd lose an employee, and then before you could find somebody, you've got several months that you don't spend. So whenever the next year came along, because you didn't spend the money, the cabinet would try to take that money away from you and reduce your thing. And I got so tired of dealing with that, it just made it very frustrating. And so Steve knew what kind of frustrations that we went through, and I think he's done the same thing. And when counties really close to us, and we're collecting much more money than they are, and they're getting 50% more money to run their office than we are. I mean, it just didn't make sense. But I'm pleased to hear that. That's good.
It's. I just wanted to let you know that it's finally come to fruition there, and let the fiscal court know that some of the reimbursements that you're going to receive, like we've been able to get some federal reimbursement for the space that the Child Support Division takes up downstairs. The good news is we won't be taking up that space. Bad news is we won't be getting that reimbursement for taking up that space. But I think overall it's going to be a very, very major positive for not just our office, but also for the child support program and the people both receiving and paying child support in Henderson County. So pretty exciting thing.
Will you still be able to take payments there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because that was, at one time they wanted us not to take payments, have everybody mail it in. That doesn't work. When the people have the money in their hands, you got to take it, and it
Function-wise, there won't be a whole lot of function change as far as we know. We just, we're going to be able to house more staff in order to be able to provide better service.
Excellent.
So things are good at the county attorney's office, Judge.
Sounds like it. Zach, congratulations. It's really been an honor to meet you and to meet your family and to celebrate your hard work. And I echo everyone else that says, you need to be proud. Always need to be humble, but sometimes, you got to beat your chest a little bit because you've accomplished some great things. So keep it up. Enjoy lunch. I said it's unfortunate you got to go back to school after lunch, so make that baby last as long as you can. And I guarantee you, if you get Charlie McCullum talking about easements, it'll at least add another hour to that lunch, and that'll keep you out of school. But congratulations. Just a tip there, just a pro tip. So congratulations, Zach. Thanks for being here. Couple notes. Just got handed a hot off the presses press release. Yeah, I think I posted this. We are working on expanding the airport, of course, and Trigg Turner Road, redirecting Trigg Turner Road is part of that project. And beginning tomorrow,
Whose district's that in?
third, unbelievably. Trigg Turner Road from Kentucky 136, existing Trigg Turner Road from 136 to Court in Geneva will be closed starting Wednesday through November 9th. There are other ways to get around that construction, but Trigg Turner Road itself will be closed in those mile markers. Court in Geneva Road from the start of the road construction project to Trigg Turner will also be closed during this time. So that project is really beginning to take shape after years of preparation, so it's good to know. I do want to encourage everybody to tune into the second night of the Candidates Forum, which will be on WSON's Facebook page or its YouTube channel, and I understand that the feed on the YouTube channel is much easier to watch than the Facebook page, but I do believe an informed electorate is a better electorate, so please take the time to watch that tonight. It starts at 6 o'clock. Personally, I have a great bit of enthusiasm for our Day of the Dead celebration, Dia de los Muertos, which is this Saturday from 4 to 7 in Central Park, right out here. It's a family-oriented festival. It's not supposed to be spooky like Halloween. It's much more of a celebration of our ancestors and people have gone before us. And it's free, and there are lots of kids' activities, live music, terrific Latino food, and educational aspects, including decorating sugar skulls and face painting and all those things that kids really like. And so encourage everybody to come. I'm looking forward to it. And with that, I believe we've covered it. We are going to go into executive session, and I need to...
Pending litigation.
Pending litigation, or possible.
Make a motion to...
I think I need to read the statute.
KRS 61.8101C, discussion of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the county.
I'd make a motion to...
I have a motion and a second to go into executive session. We may have a vote coming out of this meeting. Just want to let everybody know. Otherwise, our business is done. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll vote aye on the record. Any opposed? None. So we will now go into executive session. All right, can I get a motion to come out of executive session?
Second.
We have motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And I'll vote aye as well. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved. Or second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor can leave.
Okay. Thank you all.